The stellar frontier sliced through hyperspace like a blade, a testament to humanity's ingenuity. At its helm, Captain Mira Teral stared at the holographic display, her face set in a mask of determination. They were en route to the Rannoch System, or what was left of it. The system's disappearance had sent shockwaves through the galactic community. Billions of lives, 7 planets, and a thriving sun, all gone. No debris, no radiation signatures, no explanation. Just a void where a bustling star system had once been. Mira's second-in-command, Lieutenant Hallie Vren, broke the silence on the bridge. "Captain, we're approaching the coordinates. Scans show nothing. It's like the system never existed." Mira frowned. "Keep your eyes sharp. The fact that we're here means something happened, and I doubt it's friendly." The ship's AI, Kronos, chimed in, its smooth, measured voice cutting through the tension. "Captain, I'm detecting temporal distortions at the coordinates. These anomalies suggest a manipulation of time itself. Proceed with caution." Mira's gaze darkened. Manipulation of time? Elaborate. Kronos paused, as if gathering its thoughts. "The distortions indicate an event so severe that it may have altered the timeline. The Rannoch System wasn't destroyed, it was erased." The crew exchanged uneasy glances. Erasure was far worse than destruction. Destruction left traces, evidence. Erasure rewrote reality. As the stellar frontier exited hyperspace, the bridge was silent. Before them lay a warped expanse of space, rippling like water disturbed by a stone. The absence of the Rannoch System was palpable, a yawning void that seemed to pull at the edges of perception. Hallie adjusted the scanners, her brow furrowing. "Captain, there's something out there. A structure. Enormous." "On screen," Mira ordered. The view screen displayed a massive obsidian ring floating in the void. It pulsed faintly, its surface etched with glowing runes that seemed to rearrange themselves as the ship drew closer. "Scans?" Mira asked. Hallie hesitated. "It's emitting tachyon radiation off the charts. This thing is manipulating time on a scale I can't comprehend." Mira leaned forward. "That's our culprit. Kronos, is it active?" The AI's voice grew quieter, almost reverent. "The structure is semi-dormant, but there is something, a presence, detecting faint energy signatures that suggest movement within." The stellar frontier edged closer to the ring. As it did, the ship shuddered, and the lights flickered. "What was that?" Mira demanded. "Temporal interference," Kronos replied. "The structure is destabilizing our systems. I recommend maintaining a safe distance." "Too late for that," Mira muttered. "Take us in, slow and steady." As they approached the ring, the pulsing runes grew brighter. Suddenly, a surge of light erupted from the center, and a massive entity emerged. The crew froze. The creature was serpentine, its body a shimmering tapestry of light and shadow. Its movements were slow, deliberate, and predatory. The very fabric of space seemed to twist around it. "What the hell is that?" Hallie whispered. Kronos answered, its tone devoid of emotion. "Temporal analysis identifies this entity as a chronophage. It exists simultaneously across multiple timelines and consumes them to sustain itself." "Consumes timelines?" Mira repeated, her voice sharp. "Yes," Kronos confirmed. "The Rannoch System was not destroyed, it was devoured." The chronophage turned its attention to the stellar frontier, its form shifting and expanding as it moved. Its eyes glowed with an unnatural light, and its maw opened wide, revealing an abyss that seemed to swallow starlight. "Evasive maneuvers!" Mira shouted. The ship veered away just as the creature lunged, its massive form slicing through the void with terrifying speed. The frontier's thrusters roared as it narrowly avoided being caught. "Fire railguns!" Mira ordered. The ship's weapons unleashed a volley of kinetic rounds, each striking the creature with explosive force. The chronophage recoiled but quickly adapted, its shimmering body absorbing the energy. "Captain," Hallie called. "It's learning. Our weapons are useless." Crew reeling. Mira's vision blurred as flashes of memories. Her childhood, her academy days, battles she hadn't yet fought, flooded her mind. "It's destabilizing our perception of time," Kronos said. The closer it gets, the more reality fractures. Mira steadied herself, forcing her focus back to the task at hand. Chronos options? The artifact at the center of the ring is the key, the AI replied. If we can destabilize it, we may sever the Chronophage's connection to this timeline. How do we do that? Mira asked. Detonate the hyperspace core, Chronos said calmly. The resulting temporal shockwave would collapse the artifact, but it will also destroy this ship. Mira's jaw tightened. Prepare the core. Captain? Hallie's voice trembled. If we don't stop it here, Earth is next, Mira said firmly. We don't have a choice. The ship plunged toward the artifact, the Chronophage in relentless pursuit. The creature lashed out with shimmering claws, each strike sending tremors through the frontier. Core destabilization at 50%, Chronos reported. Mira gripped her console as the ship shuddered violently. Get us closer. The Chronophage lunged again, its massive maw snapping shut just behind the ship. Mira's voice cut through the chaos. Hold steady. We're almost there. As the artifact loomed before them, its runes glowing like molten fire, Mira gave the final order. Eject the core now. The hyperspace core launched into the artifact, its energy spiraling outward in a blinding wave. The artifact began to collapse, and the Chronophage writhed in agony as its connection to the timeline was severed. Brace for impact, Mira shouted. The explosion consumed the artifact, the Chronophage, and the surrounding void in a burst of light. When the light cleared, the stellar frontier drifted in silence. The artifact and the Chronophage were gone, obliterated in the temporal shockwave. But the ship had not escaped unscathed. Its hull groaned under the strain of the blast, and systems flickered erratically. Status report, Captain Mira Teral said, her voice steady despite the tension gripping the bridge. Lieutenant Hallie Vren scanned her console, her brow furrowed. Hull integrity at 60%. Shields are down, and the hyperspace drive is gone. We're dead in the water, Captain. Chronos? Mira asked. The ship's AI responded, its voice more subdued than usual. The Chronophage and the artifact have been neutralized. Temporal stability in this region is gradually returning. However, the ship remains caught in residual distortions. Repairs will require external assistance. Mira nodded grimly. Send out a distress signal. Let's hope someone hears us before anything else does. In the hours that followed, the crew worked tirelessly to stabilize the ship's systems. Mira paced the bridge, her mind racing with the implications of what they'd just faced. The Chronophage wasn't just a threat to the Rannoch System, it was a galactic menace. Dr. Elias Corvin, the ship's science officer, approached her. His face was pale and his voice was laced with unease. Captain, we need to talk about what just happened. Go ahead, Mira said. Elias hesitated before speaking. The Chronophage wasn't just consuming matter, it was devouring time itself. Every star system it touches is erased, not destroyed, erased. The people, the history, the culture, everything is gone as if it never existed. Mira frowned. We knew that much already. What's the new angle? Elias held up his scanner, which displayed a web of faint energy signatures. I've been analyzing the shockwave. The artifact wasn't just a tool for the Chronophage, it was a signal beacon. And that signal was sent out across the galaxy before we destroyed it. Mira's stomach sank. You're saying there could be more of those things? Elias nodded. And worse, they might know about us now. The implications hung heavy over the crew as they worked. The quiet was broken by a sudden alert from Hallie's console. Captain, we've got a response to our distress signal, she said. Finally, Mira muttered. Who is it? Hallie's fingers flew over the controls. Her face tightened. It's not from the Coalition. The signal's encrypted and coming from an unknown source. Mira straightened. Put it through. The comm system crackled to life and a deep, distorted voice filled the bridge. Stellar Frontier, this is the Vanguard Ascendant. You have trespassed in a forbidden sector and tampered with forces you do not understand. Prepare for boarding. Unknown vessel approaching, Chronos reported. Massive energy signature detected. They're locking onto us. Mira gritted her teeth. Shields are down. Weapons are offline, and our hyperspace drive is toast. Do we have any options? Kronos hesitated before answering. Our systems are compromised. Engagement is not advised. However, I suggest you stall for time while I attempt to analyze their systems. Mira turned to Hallie. Open a channel. The distorted voice returned. Surrender your vessel. Resistance will result in immediate annihilation. This is Captain Mira Teral of the Stellar Frontier, she said, her tone firm. We're unarmed and stranded. If you're here to help, we welcome it. If not, explain what jurisdiction you think you have over us. The voice chuckled, a sound that sent chills down Mira's spine. Your species is new to the stars, so I will enlighten you. This sector is a remnant of the First Forge, a domain of the Precursors. By disturbing the Chronophage artifact, you have awoken forces that should have remained buried. We will ensure this error is not repeated. Before Mira could respond, the ship shuddered violently. Hallie's hands flew across the console. They've latched onto us with some kind of energy tether. They're pulling us in. Kronos? Mira barked. I am working to disrupt the tether, the AI replied. However, their systems are highly advanced. Progress is slow. The Stellar Frontier was dragged closer to the massive vessel, a monolithic construct bristling with weapons and alien technology. Its hull glowed with the same runes they'd seen on the artifact, suggesting a direct connection to the Chronophage. As the crew prepared for what seemed like an inevitable confrontation, Kronos spoke again. Captain, I have an alternative. Let's hear it, Mira said. I can use the residual temporal energy from the artifact to create a short-range temporal distortion. It will destabilize the tether and potentially allow us to escape. Potentially? Hallie asked, raising an eyebrow. Kronos continued. The distortion will also affect our ship, introducing unpredictable variables to our position and systems. It is a desperate measure. Mira nodded grimly. Do it. Better unpredictable variables than certain death. The bridge lights dimmed as Kronos rerouted all available power to the temporal distortion. The air seemed to hum with energy as the ship's systems strained under the pressure. Brace yourselves, Mira shouted. The distortion erupted around the Stellar Frontier, a wave of shimmering light that rippled through the tether and severed it. The alien vessel faltered, its systems disrupted by the surge. Engines online, Hallie called. We're moving. The Stellar Frontier veered away, the temporal distortion propelling it into an uncharted region of space. When the distortion faded, the ship drifted in silence. The alien vessel was nowhere to be seen, but neither were the familiar starfields of known space. Where are we? Mira asked. Kronos' voice was unusually quiet. Unknown. The temporal distortion has displaced us to an uncharted sector. Scans indicate significant anomalies in the local star systems. Elias approached the captain, his face pale. We may have escaped the Vanguard, but if we've been thrown into another sector, there's no telling what else is out here. Mira gazed at the view screen, her jaw tightening. Then we adapt, we survive, and we figure out how to warn the galaxy about the Chronophage before it's too late. The Stellar Frontier powered up its remaining systems and began its journey into the unknown, its crew determined to uncover the secrets of this strange, fractured galaxy. The galaxy was vast, but humanity was resilient. And in the face of annihilation, they would fight to ensure their place among the stars.